Hello, everyone, and welcome to the BLC. I'm your host, Mr. 205, and with me today, as usual, is Bidoof.
That's me.
And special guest appearance by
Nick.
Nick, the bass
Of course.
skeet lord,
The
whatever his name
bass
is.
gaylord. It's me.
The
It is
copycat.
I'm here.
Alright.
I'm a copycat.
You know why you're a copycat.
Okay. No.
Oh, also
Nick.
special guest appearance, his mom.
Dude, my mom.
Tell your mom I said hi.
No, tell
Colin
your
says
mom.
hi.
Oh, you know what? That's messed up. I
What?
always tell him to tell his mom hi, and he never does it. He says no.
Yeah, it's fuck you.
I'm gonna message her on Facebook and be like, hi.
Do it. Do it. And she'll be like, who are you?
I sent a picture of her son.
I do that quite often.
Not that often.
Pretty often. You just don't know about it.
Oh shit.
Hey,
Is it like-
sir.
Is it like
Hey,
as I'm
sir.
sleeping?
No.
It's when you're on the toilet.
Ah.
Apparently, he knows how long it takes for you to poop. He times you.
It takes
Yeah.
a long time, and he sends me like Jesus messages.
I do. Because you're on there for so long, I'll just slip a note under the door. Are you okay? Like, do you need any help? Jesus can save you.
It's usually just the Jesus part.
I mean, the other parts were just kind of implied.
It's true. It's true. I hear it. I hear it from across the door.
It's like saying lol. You're implying a whole bunch of laughs. So when you just send Jesus, you're implying like at least 2/3 of the Bible with it.
I usually don't laugh when I say lol though.
I
It's
do.
more of a
I say ha 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 ha
Yeah, that's what I say. I don't
That's
say
what I-
lol. I say ha ha ha.
when I'm actually laughing.
yeah. I say haha when I'm laughing. I say lol and it's like okay, wow.
Bidoof, you missed out. I showed this video to Nick,
Uh-huh.
and I also showed it to John as well.
Mm.
But I watched the full 8 minutes of it, and it's a video of Tay Sunday. Do you know who Tay Sunday
Oh
is?
my god.
Sounds familiar.
He's the guy who does chocolate rain.
Oh, yeah,
There's
yeah.
run and others fear the pain. That guy?
Yeah.
Anyways, he's doing some live streaming, and he's playing TF2, and he starts talking, and he's like, here we go. And then his audio starts looping from there, and he's like, oh, sorry, my audio. Let me fix that. And then he just mutes it for himself, so he can't hear it. So he thinks it's fixed, but what's recording is recording the loop. And so it loops, and then it loops the loop. And it loops the loop for so long. He gets like
Lord.
58 loops in there. And so he thinks it's fine. And then you constantly hear like the same phrases like, let me fix
the audio.
And he's just like happy. He's like carefree in the bottom left
Yeah.
corner of the screen, but he doesn't
Just
know
playing-
this chaos is
just
going on.
playing Team Fortress 2. I was happy.
And at the end, he slowly starts realizing. He's like, And I think the comments were the best thing. Because it's like, let me just step away from the mic to summon the 7 demons of hell. What was the other one? I said, Nick? It's like, this is what happened when he doesn't step away from the mic to take a breath.
Yeah.
He's just like, And then it gets more chaotic, and the more you listen to it, the more hilarious it gets.
Mhm.
The link will be in the description. Psych.
the Cripian.
You'll look it up if you want it.
Yeah.
Says-
Is this like our last video where you always say it's gonna be edited in post, and it never was.
It was edited in post. You weren't there for the 2 hours where I edited it and went through it and took all the names out and compressed it. All right. It was like 2 minutes, 2 hours and 10 minutes, and I compressed it to 2 hours and 8 minutes. All right.
Oh, there you go. That's pretty good.
Oh damn. I'm looking at the comments for the video right now. One of them is the Zonde hive mind speaks. We must listen.
The start of church. The slogans. That's all your life lessons. Look, you can ask a deep morality question, and then you just look through his teachings, and it's just so it's like, what's the purpose of life? And he goes, and that just means you need to reflect on it.
I like how he says that is much, much, much better.
Yeah.
And it's like not at
He's
all.
like, that's much better. Let me just fix the audio. That's much. Let me just. It's too good.
Mhm. Mhm.
All right, let's talk about. Have a good topic here.
Yeah.
Near-death experiences.
Okay.
Have you guys ever died? Almost died?
like twice. I live in Brazil, so you know.
You don't live in Brazil.
I lived in Brazil.
But you don't live in Brazil.
Okay. Doesn't change the fact that I almost die every time I go to Brazil. It's not true.
You gonna tell me what happened? Like a jaguar is gonna eat you?
It's more like guns and stuff, you know?
Yeah, right. It's not Mexico.
It's kind of Mexico.
It ain't fucking Colombia.
I mean...
10 years ago?
10 years ago? It's Pablo Escobar.
Yep.
Nice.
Do you have any stories?
Yeah, I mean, this one time, like,
Camp?
in band camp, of course. I mean,
Your dick got stuck in the tuba? Because that's how big you are. But it was cutting off circulation.
it was in the mouthpiece, though, so it's pretty small, actually. I was trying to blow with my dick, it's not working.
Wasn't air
Hey man, this is a family show.
Is it though?
No,
Is it though,
not,
Peter?
but,
I don't think it is.
Okay.
Well, anyways, my grandparents used to have a house, and it was like right at the base of the hills, like where like all the drug lords lived, and like
Of course.
all the shootouts and stuff. And so like every New Year's, there's like fireworks, but we're never sure if it's fireworks or like gunshots, because like
That's where my mom lives, essentially.
yeah, I mean
It gets especially heinous around July and Christmas. You're like, is that too early? It's like, nah, it could be fireworks. But that's generally, I think criminals figure that out. They're like, they'll never know. I'll shoot someone now, and they'll just think it's fireworks.
absolutely. It's like just hidden. I'm sure there's a lot more shootings when there's fireworks around. It's like, oh, good opportunity to kill people.
That reminds me of a movie called Double Jeopardy. Have you ever seen that?
No.
Do you know the law Double Jeopardy? In the Bill of Rights? It's a clause.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Fifth Amendment. Essentially, you can't be tried for the same crime twice.
Mhm.
And so
Right.
there's this rich man, and he's with his wife, and they're on a boat, and he's tired of loving her, and so he decides to fake his own death, but also frame the murder on his wife.
Mm-hmm.
And so she wakes up, there's blood on him, and he's gone. And then so she goes and serves like 7 years. And then when she comes back, she eventually finds him, and she's pointing a gun at him. He's like, you want to shoot me? He's like, why not? She's like, I could if I wanted to. Double jeopardy, I can't be tried for the same crime twice. I already served my time.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but I don't know if there's logistics around that, so...
Yeah, I'm sure if you attempted murder twice on the same person, it's still like you should go back to jail, right?
You killed someone, though.
You try to murder somebody, and then it's like, okay, you go to jail, and then you come out and you try to kill them again.
I mean, I think it'd be the instance. So it'd be
Right.
like, you try to murder them on this date.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then it's like, you can't... Nope. It's like, you try to murder them again. I'm like, no, it's the same time, same date, I swear.
I time travel. Jesus Christ.
Of course. Did you time travel, Jesus Christ?
Yeah.
You brought him to the future?
Yeah, I wouldn't time travel myself. I would bring Jesus Christ to World War II and kill Hitler.
Yes.
That's how it works, right?
He's a very well-known fighter. Hand-to-hand combatant.
How did he come back to life? He fought his way back.
Pimp slap God. And he's like,
Easter's coming up.
he's pimp slap God. He's like, you're not my real dad. And then he left. He's like, I'm gonna go back to Earth.
God, I'm gonna go kill Hitler now.
All right. Like, that's an interesting topic. I'll get back to that. But let's get to this. So, I've almost died a few times, and it's kind of like, they're stupid stories, and they put your life into perspective. But it's like, my mom would never listen to this, so it's fine. 'Cause she'd probably hate this. But, okay, so the first story I can think of is I was about 4. All these stories, like, my youngest memory is like 4. So, I was in a car, and I was in there with my brother, my younger brother. And she just left the car, and we're in the back seat, but we climbed to the front, and we took the e-brake off, and so this car just started sliding down a hill. And I don't remember how fast it was going. I just remember, like, looking out the window, and I see her. She's talking to her friend. She turns around. She's like so much panic in her eyes, and like that's the worst feeling. I was 4. I don't realize it now. I mean, I didn't realize it then, but now I'm like, that's the worst thing I've ever like done to her, really. And it's like this car with their 2 kids are just rolling down, and the car crashes into a tree, like this giant tree. But her car was totaled, but we're fine.
That's nice.
Yeah, I was completely fine as far as I remember. I think we might have like ducked down because we got scared, so we might have ducked down underneath, you know, the seat.
Mhm. My mom told me this story once that she was in a car with her grandma, and the e-brakes, like, she, like, I don't know, she's old and she's not like super.
She's like, let me just shift gears here, and then pulls the e-brake up while you're going 40 miles.
Yeah. She's on a hill and it starts going down the hill, and she's like, doesn't have, like, she's not like into, like, she doesn't know what to do, so she just like turns around and just like waves people off. She's like, get out of the way, instead of like doing anything about it. It just keeps rolling down. My mom's like, oh fuck.
So that I would reach over at that point and just like just step on the brake.
Probably, but my mom was a child, I think.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah, she said yes. She's next to me, so.
That reminds me of the other time I almost died. This time it was like middle school, right? I think I might have told the story, but I was riding my bike, and I was going down this giant hill with my cousin, and we just always like, you know, free roll down the hill, stand up, and be like, you know, Jesus style, like put your arms out in the cross, like King of the World, Titanic, and just do that. It's like balanced. It's fine. That's not what's, you know, scary. And you'd like hold the handlebars and you stand up and put your feet both on the seat. You ever do that?
Of course. Yeah.
Anyways, we were doing
not
that.
down a hill though, but you know.
No, yeah, I was doing this down the hill, and I wasn't worried about that. But my bike's brakes are terrible, and they always came undone. And so I'd always have to reach out to the front and reattach the brakes, right? Like clip them back together so that I can pull on the handlebar. But this time, I would reset them every time. But the one time I got to the top of the hill, they like came undone while I was going down. And there's ongoing traffic at the bottom of the hill, like really heavy traffic. And so I was thinking to myself, I'm so glad I made this decision. Like, I could have made a better one, but this one was the best decision. Because I'm going down the hill, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna die, essentially, if I don't do something. And I was like halfway up the hill, and I'm like, okay, I can jump off my bike, but what if my bike keeps rolling, and it goes into traffic, and it kills someone, right? I would have been in trouble, I would have felt bad. And then I was like, I can put my foot in the wheel, right? In the front. But that would stop it too quickly and I might flip. And I don't think I was wearing a helmet. I always wore a helmet after this. Because you're a kid and you're an idiot. But then I was like, there's grass to my right. I'm like, I could just take a hard right now. I'll crash, but I'm not going to die. And I should be okay, right? And so I do that, take a hard right, but somehow I flip my body frontward. So I do a full front flip. My bike flips with me. My bike lands in the grass and it like scrapes a little bit down, not too far away from me. But I just land straight on my back, which was probably the best case scenario. If I hit the back of my head, I would have been done. But it landed straight on my back, and it messed up my shoulder to this day. Like, my right shoulder still pops and creaks and all that. Like, I could still
what
pop
they're
it,
supposed to do.
Yeah. But it messed up my range of motion for that shoulder for a while. Like, I couldn't lift my arm above my head. It'd have to be bent for a little while. But yeah, that messed me up. And I think the stupidest one where I almost died was I was playing with the basketball and my friends were walking down the street and we accidentally kicked it, right? You know, you dribble and you actually you accidentally hit it with your foot. And so I kicked it, went into the street. There's no cars. I went to run. There's a car coming. I'm like, okay, I can grab it before the car comes, right? And it barely went into the street, and I tried to reach it and, like, almost tripped to reach it. And the car swerved out of the way into the other lane.
Shit.
There's no cars there. So he just swerved, and he called me an idiot. I'm like,
idiot!
I was. And I was like, well,
That's true.
I could have just got hit in the head, be done. So that's why I feel immortal sometimes. Just because I've almost died a few times. And
Are you HD, though?
yes. Alex here, better known as Alex.
Of course.
Better known on the internet as Alex.
Better known as Optimus Prime.
Yeah. But
Prime!
but yeah, so I've almost died a few times, and you know, didn't. And so it makes you have perspective some days. Other days you don't always think about it. You just think about how much of an idiot you were.
Yeah, you do a lot of stupid shit when you're a kid.
Yeah, and you feel invincible as a kid.
Yeah, because like death is not a real thing, right?
And that just like reaffirms your belief at a young age, like the being mind washed from a young age that there's a God and religion and such. And so I was like, oh, God must want me to do something. That's why I'm still alive.
Of course.
That's the only logical conclusion from there.
That's what I always think when I don't die.
After pooping for 30 minutes, you're like, I'm still alive, I'm not dehydrated.
Thank you, Jesus.
This one's to you.
This one's to you. It's not my best work, but you know.
What about you, Le Boof?
I mean, I feel like the phrase "I almost died" is kind of overly dramatic.
Is
so
it?
I would say
Is it?
I almost experienced extreme bodily harm a couple of times.
Okay. You know, the freaky stuff when you do in bed, it doesn't count yet, right?
The earliest thing that I can think of was when we had just moved to our house when I was younger. This is probably when I was about 5. I was in the back of my dad's pickup truck, and we were like unloading a bunch of stuff. And yeah, my dad was like, "Oh, bring that box of tools." And I was like going through the tools, you know, a little kid. And I'm thinking, "Oh, these are so cool." And I picked out a pair of head shears. You know what I mean? Like the giant scissors. And I thought they were really cool. So I was like heading towards the back of the pickup to be like, "Hey, look at these cool tools I just found." And when I got to the tailgate, I tripped on something and I fell off the bed, and the shears were like pointed towards my chest, and my mom was watching it the entire time. She was freaking out as I was falling.
And then as you fell onto the shears bent under your chest of steel, and you realized you were Superman.
Close enough. Like, they hit just right, so they laid flat before my chest hit.
Ooh.
And so, and I was a little kid. I didn't realize the gravity of the situation. I was just like, oh, you know, I fell.
You're like Clutch.
Yeah, I was just like, hey, you know, I fell, whatever. And my mom was like, oh my God, freaking out.
Hey, geez, Mom. Nothing even happened.
I'm just running with scissors here.
Yeah, dude.
Giant scissors.
Yeah.
The other few times, there's been a couple occasions, so I fly a lot. I like to travel.
Gross.
And there have been times which I'm in, you know, one of the smaller planes, like the twin prop. I don't want to say the company name, but we all know what I'm talking about, the twin prop airplanes. And just every time I fly from the city to my parents' house, there's always turbulence. And there's been a few times in which we're going, and the pilot's like, hey, we're about to hit some turbulence, put on your seatbelts. And I'm thinking, you know, it's just going to be a little bit bumpy. There's one time in which we hit this patch of turbulence and we just dropped.
Oh, that
like
happened.
2 seconds, just boom. And everybody's freaking out, and well, I had my headphones on, so I didn't hear the pilot saying, you know, all that stuff. I just saw the little light go on, and then just boom, we fell. Then I would say another time.
What were you listening to though as you're falling though? All around me are familiar faces.
That time I don't quite remember, but on Sunday I was flying back from LA, and again turbulence, and it was really bumpy coming in. Like the plane was going sideways, and the pilot was having a hard time controlling it. And what I was listening to was "Sugar We're Going Down" by Fall Out Boy.
We're going down, dooby-dooby-doo-ba, and
So
sugar we're going down swinging.
I thought
It's pretty good.
it was good timing, I guess.
And
And I think the other time that was really close to bodily harm, I was with my dad and my 2 uncles, and we were going through this ranch in LA, well, just outside of LA. And the night before it rained, so the roadways were kind of muddy. Then there was like cow poop everywhere. And we're going up this mountainside, and we're on a narrow roadway, and there's really sharp hairpin turns. There was one time we were coming up to a turn, and my uncle went to turn the wheel, but we had slid, and the wheels weren't getting any traction, and on the other side of the hairpin turn was this sheer cliff. and we stopped right on the edge. Like the iconic, the like iconic, intense movie scene, which is cars flying towards the edge of a cliff, and it just stops last second at the very edge. It's kind of scary, but
I had a dream once that
I too had a dream once.
Yeah, but it was related to this story. All right, okay. Anyway, it was so weird because we kept getting on cars, and then the cars kept like drifting off to the side, and they just like would roll down and have like a big explosion. But we jump out right before, but we just keep getting on like random ass cars on the side of the road, and just kept repeating itself, and cars just kept exploding, kept almost dying all the time. It's like, oh.
So you're just playing a really extreme game of Frogger in your head.
Yes. It was super realistic too, and it's like, oh.
It was HD Frogger.
It was Immortal HD Frogger.
Alright, good job.
Thank you.
Good lord. Okay. Is that all your stories you have?
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah, probably.
Well, that and the mountain lion story, but I've already told that one.
Exactly. You can't be telling the same story all the time, Sonny.
You can though.
All right. So let's get into this. Let's get into some celebrity talk. All right.
Go on.
Okay.
Where are we at?
Every time there's something in the news, it's usually celebrity related. They run the world, right?
Sure.
But is there any celebrity you have though that you would love to see or meet?
Danny DeVito.
My uncle met Danny DeVito once.
Nice.
Okay.
I would just love to meet Danny DeVito. Just every time I watch Always Sunny, I'm like, yeah.
You're like, yeah, I remember you and Matilda.
Yeah, Matilda.
And fucking Penguin.
Big Fish. Every time I watch any,
Twins.
Yeah. Oh my God, Twins. Now every time I watch some Danny DeVito movie, I can't take him seriously at all. It's just like, you're that stupid guy from Always Sunny.
Did you hear he almost drowned?
Did he?
On set.
No.
Yeah, there's a story where like they had like an underwater pool scene or something, but he was very buoyant, and so they needed to weigh him down, and apparently they weighed him down, but then when everyone came up, he was still down there, and so he was like, eventually they saved him, but he just like left. He left after that. He didn't say anything to anyone. He just left that place.
Oh my God.
Just like, that's what I would do. I'd be mad. What about you, Mr. Bidoof?
Good question. Movie star or just any sort of like celebrity?
Any celebrity.
Any celebrity. I would probably say
Obama.
I was gonna say Jennifer Lawrence. Like she's up at the top. Like top 5. I would go. Let's do that. Jennifer Lawrence, George Clooney, Ryan Gosling.
Why George Clooney and Ryan Gosling?
Why not?
Those guys are lame.
Do you just want to meet like attractive people?
No, I just really enjoy their movies. And then just, I guess, besides movie stars, it would be UFC fighter Paige Van Zandt. And, yeah, another UFC fighter, Frankie Edgar. Those would be, like, my top 5.
It's attractive people. I feel like George Clooney is not very interesting.
Why do you say that?
I don't know. He doesn't seem like an interesting person. Why do I say anything? It's just intuition. It's human nature.
Yeah, I feel the same about Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, and Ryan Gosling too. Like, I don't think does he have good movies?
Yeah, he does.
You sure?
Probably.
I enjoy his movies. Have you seen The Big Short? He was pretty good in that.
I saw
Big
The
Short.
Notebook.
Big Short was
That's
pretty
about
good.
it.
Nah.
The Notebook.
Oh,
count?
yeah.
No, I haven't seen The Notebook.
I've seen The Notebook. It's pretty
Not a
good.
real Ryan Gosling fan.
No.
How are you gonna go up to him and meet him and be like, "Yo, I've never seen The Notebook"? But
I'm pretty sure he does not care.
Yeah.
okay, so I don't really. There's no celebrity I don't think that I really care for, apart from some YouTube celebrities, and even then, it's not anything big. Like, I'd like to meet Mr. Danny Sexbang.
Oh yeah.
And when I say meet,
And Ninja Brian.
yeah, but with like when I say meet, it's not anything like starstruck. I want a signature. I want a picture. Like, I don't care for those things.
Mm-hmm.
I care for like an interaction. So if I was able to meet a celebrity, I'd want to hang out with them for at least like 10, 30 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. I love a conversation with a lot of people.
Exactly. So
And
Mr.
yeah,
Danny Saxbang would be nice.
I feel like I could talk to Brian a lot. Like,
You don't know physics.
I'm
You're not a physics major.
not. Shh, don't tell people.
Oh, and there's also this other YouTuber. I'm not gonna say anything about this. All right, too specific. But there's a YouTuber that I really like her videos. I already told you this, Nick.
Justine.
No. I really like her videos, and apparently she lives in this city, and she's friends with one of my friends on Facebook. And,
Oh, yeah,
but she's anonymous, right? She has her own YouTube persona. But I found out her real name, and then I was like, I don't want to say anything, like, 'cause, you know,
Right.
there's a reason you want to remain anonymous. So I was like, dang, just want to tell them right quick, like, I like your videos, but then it's like, what's that mean? She makes
What?
videos?
How do you know?
How do you know? Yeah, I was just like cruising through comments, commenting on my friend's stuff, and I was like, wait, it looks familiar. Is it? I'm like, no. Is it?
It is.
It is. And then I got like 10 points, 10 Facebook points. I haven't redeemed them yet.
Oh God, I feel like other YouTubers, like the creatures, like I feel like it'd be cool to meet James,
Mhm.
probably, and like just the funny people, you know, the funny people,
All the
or
funny
like the Sleepy Cast people. You're just like listening to them. You don't even have to interact; just be there,
Just be there, watch.
just watch.
Be a weirdo.
I would be. I don't care.
You're a freak.
They'd be like, what?
I'm trying to think of any other celebrities, like actual big stars, not YouTubers.
Jensen Ackles.
No, Conan. Conan seems like a hilarious guy.
Conan O'Brien.
Yes, I've been watching a lot of his stuff. It's not anything I want to, like, he's on my list to meet, but it'd be interesting to meet, I guess.
Mhm.
Yeah.
She seems funny.
Or Stephen Colbert.
Stephen Colbert's funny, but
It'd be interesting to talk to him.
probably, yeah. He just seems like a smart dude.
I think I'd
Yeah.
be more interested in musicians, so like certain rappers or singers, like Haley Reinhart.
Oh
or
yeah.
Chance.
Oh yeah.
The lovely Haley Reinhart.
I was there.
You were there.
3 feet from her, but it's like, I was like, hi, and she doesn't look at me. I'm like, oh,
She's like not worthy.
not worthy.
That reminds me of I was playing Sonic Shuffle. Have you ever heard of that?
You told me about it.
So it's Mario Party, but for Sonic, and it's on the Dreamcast. And so I was playing that with John, and we're playing, and he goes, and you have to get like gems, precious stones, what they're called. But he goes to a special event. It looks like it's a dark hole. He goes into it, and it's like mystical, and some character comes out, looks at him, and then he's like, "You're not worthy," and then leaves. So he spent the whole time like going across the other side of the map, away from like the goal of the precious stones, just to see what that thing is. And he goes there, and it's like, "You're not worthy."
Oh my
So he
God.
wasted the whole time going over there.
The troll.
It's hilarious. It's amazing.
Sonic's Facebook page though,
Is the best.
it's so good. Whoever runs it is a genius.
Exactly. I've been telling you.
I know, you've been sending me shit, and that's how I know.
Yeah.
I don't go to their actual page. I don't like their page.
I like their page. I
I probably should.
tag Nick and everything. They always post hilarious stuff. They're on point.
I'm Big the Cat.
It's the only redeemable thing about the Sonic franchise at this point. To
Probably.
be fair.
Yeah.
Sonic is the best game ever. Sonic X is a great anime series. My favorite
Yeah.
anime, Sonic X.
God.
Gotta go fast. Sonic.
Sonic.
How much did you enjoy watching those cartoons?
I enjoyed it. I don't. It wasn't my favorite.
Those good old Saturday.
Yeah, I just watched it Saturday morning and I was like, okay, I guess this is like after shit that I watch, so I'll watch it. I was never like a huge Sonic fan.
Yeah. I mean, I like the games, but I never liked the anime. Was just like whatever.
Yeah.
I guess you can call it anime. It's more of a Western cartoon, like anime style.
Yeah, I have no idea. Is it made
It probably
in
is.
Japan? Probably.
But like, I would love, like, ever since I was little, always Kids WB and 4Kids or whatever. Just I
Yeah.
watch every single thing that comes up. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle show.
Yeah,
That
those
one
are all
was
good.
badass. Yu-Gi-Oh, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Chaotic. Like pretty much anything that was up there.
Oh my. In
Jackie
Brazil,
Chan
we had
Adventures.
similar shows in like all Saturday morning shit and Sunday morning shit, but they did this thing that they like changed the intros to be in Portuguese, and they just added this one like famous Brazilian like she's not even that famous, but like she's a Brazilian singer, and she the Digimon one especially, like she would just like pop up in the middle, and she's just like doing like dance moves and shit just in the middle of the regular one. It's like this has nothing to do with it.
But it's in Brazil. You're like, it's cool. It's fine.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, sure, I guess this works. It's so weird.
Gotta go fast. Sonic. Alright. So I have some philosophical questions. Philosophicals.
Oh.
Philosycamos.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
I have a good subject to talk about too. We'll talk about it later though.
We can
So
talk
just-
about it right now if you want.
right now.
Yeah.
All right, it's not as deep as a philosophical question. So if we want to like,
I mean, how deep
It's-
is this philosophical question, alright?
just don't even start.
No,
Okay.
I'm criticizing philosophy right now.
Yeah, I know. So no, I saw this on my my news feed. A human library. Okay, have you heard about this?
No. What?
You sound like a
What?
comedian with the shtick. Right, this human library, right? You heard about this? This human library guy. He remembers everything. He's like a library. Call him the human library.
No.
Anyway.
No, it's a group of people that go around and.
Oh,
what
no,
you
I did
can
hear
do-
about this, actually.
Yeah, you can go into like this area and talk to like you check out people as opposed to books, and you talk to them. And the idea is to erase any like stigmas about certain labels. So there's people who have, they're alcoholics, or they have ADHD, or they have autism, or they're living this lifestyle or that lifestyle, which might be frowned upon. And all you do is you go and you talk to that person and you get to know them. The whole idea is to try and wash away any sort of stereotypes or stigmas that surround a certain lifestyle. I just saw that. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, do those people get paid?
I would assume so, yeah.
I assume not. They're getting paid with experience.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I don't know.
Just like.
But
But yeah,
it's a pretty cool idea.
I wouldn't mind taking some people out. What if you never return them?
What if you're a nudist? It's like,
Okay.
I'm gonna check this guy out. It's like, sir, you've checked him out like 8 times. It's like, don't worry about it.
This one dude.
He's interesting. He's got stories.
He's seen some stuff.
He has a dick. I mean, what?
No, I mean, I promise.
I promise. I'm not looking at it.
That reminds me of the KKK instance
Okay.
with the people that were protesting the KKK, right?
Uh-huh.
And then they got violent.
Uh-huh.
But essentially, the guy recording, the cameraman.
Oh, wait, was that recent?
Yeah. So
Yeah, I saw
the cameraman was Jewish, and he was like protecting the KKK member from getting beat up.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "So how's it feel that a Jew saved your life, right?" And then the KKK guy's like, "Well, thank you, right?" Because he almost died.
Yeah.
But yeah, how do you feel about that? Because my thoughts on it, I was like, I'm very pro peaceful protest, right? So the
Yeah.
fact that the KKK's like, they're obviously a terrorist jerk organization, and they can try to say they're different now, right?
Uh-huh.
Because they've had like scenes where they're trying to go door to door and have pamphlets and be like, no, we have different goals in mind. We just still hate blacks.
And we support Trump. So.
Yeah, but it's like they're
good.
out there. They're not, as far as I know, like they might have been instigating crime. I would call like police just to be like, they're inciting violence.
Mhm.
But the fact if they're like going out there and just have signs and being assholes, like there's plenty of people do that, like the Westboro Baptist Church.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're assholes.
But
too.
like the people fighting them, I feel like you're giving them more reason to hate people.
yeah, I mean,
It
yeah, just
doesn't-
let them be.
Yeah, it doesn't heal the situation to be like, oh, let me punch their face in for being... They're wrong, obviously, but let me punch their face in for being wrong. And it's like, that doesn't get any point across. That just cements the fact that they hate your race and they have another reason to do so.
Mhm.
I feel like the KKK is so ridiculous at this point that like their existence is not as like, I don't know, it's not as impactful as it used to be.
Yeah, but it's still there.
Of course, I mean it sucks that they exist, and
I'm sure it's
they're
more
terrible
impactful in the
people, but-
South where they still hang black people. So.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. But yeah, I guess for people that are more like-minded like them, it's still impactful. But to us, it just seems
In our
so
regions
ridiculous
of the
that it's
world.
like, yeah,
In our very liberal area we live in.
you're giving too much away.
I'm sure.
Don't know where we live.
Yeah, everyone will know.
Everyone,
Hey,
all the
viewers.
listeners.
Well, apparently we had like
It's-
we got a decent amount of views.
oh,
I mean, how much of it is you guys rewatching it? I don't know, but
I haven't.
I only watched them once just to... That I, like, halfway through I realized how much I hate the sound of my own voice, and then I just turned it off. So,
yeah, I hate
I-
your voice
it-
too.
thank you.
It
go
gets me
fuck
mad.
yourself.
Totally glad I have support from my friends.
Absolutely.
Uh,
Kill yourself.
kill yourself.
did you know
Never
I'm gonna
kill
throw this out
yourself.
where-
Suicide is not the answer.
that now it's illegal to do that? So if you are to like go up to somebody and try to talk them into committing suicide in any sort of medium, like whether it be in person, through a letter, over text, over Facebook, or any sort of social media, if you do that,
Just said kill yourself.
I mean, people do it. But if you were to do
Sure.
that, and that person does consequently commit suicide, you are now liable for murder.
I feel like that's fine to a degree. To where, like, if you're constantly bullying someone, you're like, you're a piece of shit, you're worthless, kill yourself. Like,
Uh-huh.
that's terrible, and you should be fined to a degree. Like, not fine money, but, like, punished in a way.
Uh-huh.
But if you're just, like, you're yelling at someone, and you're in an argument, and you don't
Yeah.
like someone, and it's like you're constantly fighting back and forth, and you're like, you know, you just kill yourself, you're so stupid, like that. I don't think they really mean kill yourself. They're just very heated in the moment. So I want
Well, you also have to understand the world of the law, and lawyers are trained to pick apart what you say, and one word in a statement can either make or break your case, or one grouping of words. So you could, like, in the heat of an argument, say something horrible like that and not actually mean it, but the lawyer who's against you will be like, well, you said this directly, you know.
I would try to
You could be like, I didn't mean it like that, and they're gonna be like, well, how did you mean
and be like this. Fuck you, lawyer. Stop trying to start stuff.
it?
No, I mean, I
You
think it's
stupid.
about. I try to make a case because there's people we listen to, and like Nick knows in SleepyCast, for instance. Again, Psychic Pebble Zach. He always talks about molesting kids and being a
That's
pedophile,
disgusting.
but he's not obviously a pedophile. No, you have to listen to the way he says it.
Oh, have you seen one of his cartoons? Of like, it's about an orphanage, and I don't know how to explain it, but it's like,
Was the clown?
I think so.
I've seen his cartoons.
It's good. It's good.
I'm just saying, like, they get to the point where they have a lot of arguments, or not arguments, but they say a lot of stupid stuff. But you can tell it's a joking matter. It's obviously comedic purpose. They don't mean the stuff they say, and they go out and say otherwise, like, you know, real talk. You know, you shouldn't do these things. Blah blah blah. So we should make a case now. We only sell. We don't promote anything. Anything we say is fine.
We don't promote anything.
No, nothing at all.
We just talk. There was no promotion, just talk.
We don't mean anything.
Everything we say is
even the
worthless.
good things.
Exactly. Nothing has any value.
Even this.
Yes. Nice paradox.
Thank you.
I guess we can go into the paradoxes now.
Oh boy.
What? You don't like logical paradoxes?
I mean, go for it.
Okay, so this one's really good. This one goes into the thing I want to talk about, which is artificial intelligence, right?
Uh-huh.
So essentially, what is you, right?
Okay.
So you're composed of thoughts, you're composed of the molecules, your skin cells, all your cells, right? That's what makes you. But let's say we took half your brain and put it in someone else, your brain will still function, right? You can function with
Right.
half a brain. And so you'd be in two different people. And let's say that person's body that you got put into was also your own body. Like they harvested your cells to make new cells that's your DNA, right?
Mhm.
You would be two people.
So you have half a brain in each person.
but you probably function just fine. People can live with half a brain. They have half their brain
Oh,
surgically
yeah.
removed because they had to, and
Yeah.
your brain's always has a neuroplasticity to it, so it's always reforming and reshaping to what it needs. So you'd be another person. So like
Whoa.
how much is it you? I feel like you would be two different people at that point. You would start having new lives at that point. But
I'm sure part comes from experience, right? So like
yeah. So from
once
there,
the life diverges.
yeah. So that's where your life diverges into different people.
But
But
what
who
are
gets
the
what?
same? Is the same information stored in like both hemispheres? It's like, how does that work?
Yeah, probably.
That's weird.
You might not
Yeah.
remember everything, but do you ever really remember everything?
Yeah, friends,
You
I'll be right back.
Alright.
Be right back.
You could probably have the same memory of, you know, your personality, who you like, who you don't like, what things you do like, etc.
Probably. Yeah, because I mean, everything is kind of like, if you have, everything's kind of like an agglomeration of everything that you've experienced, and I guess like even your past experiences are dependent on the other experiences. So if you remember some experiences, there's still like you in that. So I guess you'd be still the same person.
Yeah.
I don't know how the brain works though. So.
And so this always got into my head, like, so many things stem from this. So like, if you're born, like, what makes you you? You could have been born later in life. You could have been born in the year 2082,
No, gross.
right? And you would have, would you still be you? Like, what is you?
We'd
What
probably
are
be
you?
dead because realistically, the world's gonna
Yeah.
end.
But like, and say you were born in 1593. It's like,
Yeah.
let's say somehow you can have your consciousness that you understand as your own being into a different body. I don't want to call it a soul or anything, right?
Right.
But essentially, you know what I'm saying.
But like from the beginning, so not me now, but
Yeah, so you, as you come out to the living world as a baby with no experience,
oh yeah, you'd probably be a completely different person, right?
yeah, but would you still be you? Like, it is you, essentially. It's just a different life. And then let's say an idea of past lives. Like, what if you have, every time you die, you go to, like, heaven or whatever, and then you get reincarnated into a new body.
Right.
And it's like, every time you go to heaven, it's like, what if you get this option of, oh, you can go live a new life,
It's your goodie box.
right? Or you can stay in heaven with the memory of the life you
Are
had.
you okay with me cleaning your room?
Or you can pick a different past life that you had. Or you can have the culmination of all of your lives together as is.
Yeah, I think Buddhism has a thing that like, if you become enlightened, like the end game, you know, you can choose to reincarnate again, because essentially you're reincarnating until you become enlightened. But when you become enlightened, like as Buddha did, you can choose to continue to reincarnate, or you can like transcend, you know.
Once everyone's super, no one will be.
Oh my god.
That's what it sounds like.
Exactly.
When everyone's paralyzed, then no one is.
Incredibles too, though.
Nice
coming
Pokemon
out.
reference. Competitive. If everyone's parahaxed, no one is.
Pokemon's such a good game.
I'm playing it right now, actually.
Are you actually?
As we're playing, yeah, I'm grinding. Trying to complete my Pokédex.
Ah.
Anyways, what would your choice be? If, let's say you were reincarnated several times, right? If you had past lives.
Right.
And you go to an afterlife, and they say, all right, you can reincarnate again. You can stay in here with the memories you have now, or you can have a culmination of your past memories, or you can pick one that you want to be.
What is it called?
Which is
What is
just
a
weird.
combination?
Like,
Sorry.
so all your past lives you've had, you have all those memories and all those feelings and personalities.
That'd be weird.
Yeah.
I don't know if
how
that
do you
would
deal
work.
with love at that point? Like, if
Because
love-
you've loved so many different people.
Yeah, it's like, is there such thing as true love at that point? I mean, it's all hypothetical. And so, like,
Right.
do you owe yourself to one person?
I mean, I'm sure.
And then before you answer that, let me get into this.
Oh God.
So, let's say you're married, right?
Yeah.
Until death do we part, blah, blah, blah. And then someone dies, and then you remarry. And let's say there's an afterlife. Who do you go to? Do you go to your new spouse or your old spouse? Or do you
Can
have
we
both
just
spouses?
Mormon it up? And yeah.
But I don't
just-
think you'd appreciate that if you're the original spouse. who died.
I mean, you'd have to understand, right? You would probably, hopefully you marry somebody who's understanding enough that is like, well, you died, so I didn't know afterlife was a thing
game.
necessarily. So I was just like,
I'm just as surprised as you are, to be honest.
yeah, I didn't know you were gonna be here. I'm sorry.
All right. And then let's get into another instance. Let's say if you have an afterlife and you die. Supposedly an afterlife is supposed to be outside of time, right?
Sure.
So
Yeah.
is it an instance where as soon as you die and you go to an afterlife, does every other person who has died is at the afterlife at the same point as you are?
That'd be crowded as fuck, dude.
But I mean, you think of an afterlife of like, they have magic essentially, so
Yeah.
unlimited power.
Empire. Something dark side. Something afterlife.
All right, so answer that first question. If you were to be reincarnated, right?
Okay.
Like you go to afterlife, you can be reincarnated to where you don't remember your present life. You can live in afterlife with the present memories. You can pick from one of your past memories, or you can have all the memories you've ever had from past lives and now.
I mean, the afterlife thing seems very tempting, depending on the after. If I can just like chill with all the people, you know, from my life,
Straight for the
and if I've had a good life, like my life right now, I don't know. It seems like a good deal, though. I would also like to experience life again, though I wouldn't remember my past life, so I don't know how valuable that would be.
Yeah. And I feel like it's selfish. This is my opinion. I feel like it's selfish of me to think of my own, if in this scenario, if to think of my own life I just lived most recently, where it's my consciousness personality, right, that I've obtained through that life.
Yeah.
I feel like it's selfish to be like, okay, this is my life now. I just want to live like this. I
Yeah.
think it'd only be fair to my past lives if I
You
accepted
reincarnated.
all of them.
Oh, okay.
Because imagine now, let's say I choose to reincarnate and then I go up again. It's like I want to be. It's a human condition to want to be always existent, right?
Yeah.
It plagues our existence to know that we're not going to be eternal.
Right.
That's like a whole thing. That's pretty much why people invented religion. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's-
Because they're like, oh, you're freaking out? Oh, don't worry, you're gonna live forever. Ha ha ha.
Yeah. So that's you have an urgency. Like the threat of non-existence is real. So
Yeah.
I think it's only fair to do that to my past lives to allow them to be out. Just because I would want to be remembered too. If I got reincarnated, right? I would want to still be existent.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Hopefully it'd be like an Avatar situation where all your past lives are actually different personas.
Yeah, in like different bodies as well. It's
Yeah.
like, it manifests in different ways. It's not just like extreme, like multiple personality disorder. You're just like, just keep switching between them.
I think it'd be awesome to fucking do that. Just to chill with your past lives.
That'd be awesome. Yeah.
Be like, yo,
See, the first thing that I would ask would be, how many past lives did I have? So like, oh, you've only had 2 or 3 past lives.
you've had 0 actually. You're kind of unique.
Yeah, you're the first. You're the first one. This is your first life. Like, go for it.
Now, how about it's mystical? How about every single life that's ever existed there's always been a set amount of lives?
Yeah.
Let's say it's 100 billion, right?
Yeah.
And people just reincarnate at different times.
Okay.
That makes
Because
sense.
there's a carrying capacity, right? There's a limit to what, how many people can be alive at once.
Right.
Due to
In our
resources.
world. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. There was a short story that I read once. It was like a page long, but it was exactly that. It was that you kept reincarnating, and like every person you ever met was you in a different reincarnation.
I had another idea like that too.
Yeah.
Because like, what if you are all one being, right?
Yeah.
So everyone you see is just reincarnated at a different time. And so essentially you're dating yourself. And essentially, or what if it was more than one? What if it was 2? These are thoughts I've had. So there's 2 people. So essentially your grandparents are yourselves, but then also your this little girl that's like 4 years old and you're 18 is also your lover and that's like the embodiment of that person that's constantly living.
Slash you. You
Yeah.
never know.
Yeah, so it's just like you marry yourself or another person. It's just weird. You get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, I
That's
get
pretty
it.
narcissistic.
What do you mean?
That you want to marry yourself. Same.
I mean, it's fine. I'm a pretty good person. But it's a
Alright,
different
well-
person, though.
Yeah.
It's a different person at the same time.
It's you, but it's a different person.
Yeah, we're thinking about spirits at this point, I guess, is the best way to talk about it. A soul. I
Yeah.
don't really like that. Do you believe in a soul? Anyway,
Anyone?
I think it's so ingrained for me to disavow anything that makes you, just because religion's been a part of my life for so long up to this point, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, to say I don't have a soul, just like hard to do.
Yeah.
It also
but
kind of disconnects you and makes you feel less of a being if you were to say you don't have a soul.
I guess so. But at the same time,
My scientifically, I'm like, no, probably not.
you don't need it, yeah, to be a being. Like, I mean, it might not. I don't care. Honestly,
I don't want to answer the question. I plead the fifth.
I believe the First through 10th Amendment.
Apparently, like, the worst thing you can do against God is to, like, or talk bad about the Holy Spirit is the worst thing you can do, or something like that, right?
Okay.
That's like the worst thing you can do. It's unforgivable. Even though
A
Jesus
little.
is supposed to forgive you for everything.
It's a little petty, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, are you talking bad about me? You're going, hell, bitch.
Oh, they're called unpardonable or eternal sins. Oh, here's a good one. Whoever is not with me is against me.
Jesus Christ.
Now you
I hate that argument.
whoever blasphemizes or blasphemies against the Holy Spirit will never be forgiven. It's like, Jesus.
That's cool.
It's like, this doesn't seem that hard. Like, it doesn't... Blasphemy. How dare you have rational thought. To hell with you! I cast you out!
You blasphemizing right now, son.
Me?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I blasphemize?
Yeah, you blasphemize all the time.
I guess I do.
You're going to hell.
I probably
feel?
also reaffirm someone else's religion by doing that.
It's $5 Tuesday.
$5 Tuesday.
$5 Tuesday. Getting some hookers.
Yeah. No, it's for movies. Don't worry about it.
$5.
I'm gonna start eating more M&Ms so there's more background noise.
No, that's disgusting. That's unprofessional. What is wrong with you?
Who are you, CTC?
And talking about prostitution is professional.
Yes, we can talk about anything. It's our right. We live in America, alright? You can't do this anywhere else to the degree that we have.
Canadian.
No.
Canadian.
Go to Canada, talk bad about the Queen, see what happens. Exactly.
Doesn't Canada have a prime minister?
Yeah, they do, but they're also still part of the... What's it called? The Royal Colonies Center.
Oh.
They're part of the Commonwealth, right?
Mhm.
So I'm pretty sure, like, you still can't be like, oh, let's kill the Queen. I'm pretty sure they won't appreciate that.
You also can't say, oh, let's go Obama,
We can.
No.
I guess.
We just
Oh.
can't be serious.
Yeah.
But, like, you
We
can
already
make a joke
covered
about
this.
it over
We
there.
already covered this.
What?
That although you can say something and with a joking meaning, you're still saying it. and
No,
it's
I know, but you can't joke
repercussions.
other places. Like, I'm pretty sure in the UK you can't say, let's kill the Queen.
No,
Not even jokingly.
I don't think
I'm
anywhere you can jokingly talk about that kind of thing and get away with
You
it.
can talk about
I'm
it.
pretty sure, like, Chris Rock can go up to Obama and be like, haha, I'm gonna kill you.
Just that.
JK.
Stop.
JK.
That's a great,
I don't
that's the
even
best
wanna talk about
Chris
Chris
Rock
Rock.
impression ever.
Yeah, I know.
What do you mean you don't want to talk about Chris Rock?
Oh,
One
Chris
of the
Rock.
great comedians.
He did. I liked him in the Oscars.
I didn't watch the Oscars. The Oscars
I
are
didn't-
boring.
I watched his monologue afterwards on YouTube.
What do I gain from the Oscars, alright?
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
So I had a rant on Facebook the other day.
I read an article. It was a reporter who went to the Oscars as a quote-unquote regular person, and she says that it's like the worst thing ever because you're so far away from the stage. Like, all you do is just sit there. There's no pizzazz to it. You just see somebody, like a little tiny dot in the front row, go up to the stage, says a few words, then comes back down. Like, there's no...
You're like obligated to go there if you're an actor or producer
Yeah.
Maybe even cameraman. Who knows?
But unless
No problem.
you're an actor, unless there's the possibility of you winning an award, there's no point in going. Like, the Oscars are made for TV. Like, for the people who aren't celebrities.
Who want to live in the other people's lives.
Yeah, if you aren't a celebrity, if you're not going to win anything, it's better for you to watch on TV as opposed to actually go to the Oscars. Because it's horrible.
I think the only reason I would watch the Oscars is to see the performances. And
Mhm.
even
Yeah.
then, I'd watch those on YouTube.
Yeah, that's what I did. I never watched the actual Oscars or Emmys or anything. I just
See, I watch
YouTube.
I watch music awards just to see the performances.
Yeah.
Well,
Sometimes.
even music awards have more ground than acting. Like, acting, you watch that and you're like, okay, but like music, you actually listen to and you can get into music.
That's true.
So like, I think you're more connected to a musician than an actor. Like, I'm pretty sure actors can have great roles you're attached to, but
Yeah.
even then, it's only more so stage actors who do that and pull that off even more so. But like with a musician, they're supposed to talk to you and speak to your heart and they're supposed to invoke emotion. Otherwise, you're a terrible musician.
Mhm.
And terrible anything if you don't invoke something. So,
Yeah, I'm sure you can make an argument that actors are doing the same. They're trying to invoke the emotions through the character.
Yeah, but it's the same story.
Yeah.
Music, at least you get some variation. Same story as well, but like.
Except in country music.
I mean,
Country music is always about beer, trucks, and women.
I was telling this to my friends. It's just like you definitely there's the same themes like boots, land, beer, music, dancing, etc.
Bonfires.
But that's the same for other types of musics for sure.
Yeah, no.
Like what is EDM, etc. It's just like
EDM is just sound.
music drops, repeat. It's the same thing with, but they're the same thing with rap music, especially mainstream one.
Oh yeah.
It's like if you're not talking about a struggle, then you're talking about dancing, you're talking about partying, you're talking about drinking or drugs, gang style. But it's like with all those same repetitions, they're different songs you can groove to, and some people's vocals might speak better to you.
Mhm.
Like with an actor, I feel like it's always the same roles, especially in Hollywood. It's always the same story.
Yeah.
I think that's why superhero movies are doing so great because
It's different.
yes, because people read the comics, they were like, oh yeah, they're doing their own take on it. It's a little different, but comic books are so unique in their stories with their villains, and it's like maybe a same motif,
Mhm.
but it's like their villains and the plot devices they use at times are so ridiculous and nice that
It's still very different because
you've never
Hollywood
s-
at
yeah,
this
you've
point
never
you
seen
can
that in
just
Hollywood.
in Hollywood you can just like watch the trailer and be like, I know exactly what happens. I mean,
But at the same time, there's still like actors that they're entertaining to watch. Like Denzel Washington, I will watch any Denzel Washington movie because he's
would you like to meet him?
I would actually. I didn't think about him, but
Good answer.
yeah, no, I would.
Think about me still.
Like Denzel Washington's a great actor, and I'll watch any of his movies, and he's entertaining to watch.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely enjoy movies. It's just
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm just comparing it to other things like the Oscars. Why?
the Oscars was just meant for the actors themselves. Like, there's no actual reason for somebody who's not associated with them to go.
yeah, it's just like the biggest circle
It's a
jerk.
waste of money.
That's for sure.
This.
All right, we pretty much brushed it out to the hour.
Yeah.
Slanged it out with nothing to talk about as per usual.
hmm
Of course.
I had all these great 65 deep philosophical questions to ask. Number 40, do aliens exist? Probably.
Yeah, I think so.
Let's just go through some of these real quick.
Oh, let's
Is
go.
life
quick, yeah.
all a dream? Probably not. 'Cause
Dude, I think
Doesn't-
about that idea. Like, what if when you're like that kind of idea has come across my mind a couple of times, in which maybe you're on your deathbed and you just slowly get tired and you fall asleep, and bam, you wake up and you're only 5 years old in your own bed, and everything just starts over, and it's just all weird dream.
yeah, I can get behind that thought.
Like,
Cool.
it's one of those things that you think about just enough and it freaks you out. Because you're thinking that right now, like right this very second, is all a dream within your own mind.
Yeah, it's a cool
That's
thought.
not actually happening.
I can appreciate that.
I'd be cool with it though, because it's like, at least it's a cool dream, and I wake up and I'm like, oh, I have extra 15 years of my life. That's pretty
You
good.
ever have a dream like that where it's been you pretty much lived another life and it felt real?
Mm-hmm.
Those are
Yeah.
the trippiest ones. I've only had like 2. But it's
I've
like
had
I
ones
lived the
that,
whole
like-
life. I love these people, and I just woke up and it's gone. And that feeling dissipates after a while. Be like, wow, that's weird.
Yeah, I've had ones that like I build friendships with people, and then it was just a dream, and then I wake up, it's like, and then I see them at school or something. It's like, oh, I don't actually know you.
Rip.
Or it's like you see him at school and you just think, we had something special, but now we have nothing.
You
It's
ruined
just,
it.
You ruined it by not being real.
or it's one of those dreams where it's a really good dream. It might be a little bit trippy. Then you wake up and you think to yourself, no, I want to go back. And so you try and fall asleep as fast as you can. Try and pick up where that dream left off.
It never works though.
Yeah, it never works. And that's like the most futile thing you can ever try and do. Is
It's like
go back to sleep. Go to sleep, it's going to happen again. It's just like, no.
Laughing yourself.
All right,
Yeah.
let's knock out some of these questions. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Do it.
What are numbers? They are a means by humans to be able to understand the world better. Invented by humans. All right.
Pretty
let's
much,
go on. What is education? Go.
The means by humans continue. Fuck this, dude.
The knowledge they understood to pass on.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. What is time? Time is a human conception to better understand.
Okay, don't even get me started about time.
Time
'cause
is time is just a way for people to understand energy displacement. All right.
time is the biggest human
Yeah.
constraint that we have. Think about it.
What do you mean?
Like, it's the biggest constraint that we have. Our days are so in sync with time. Like, imagine
What are you
not
talking
having
about?
time.
I don't know. What do you mean it's in sync with days and time? What's that even mean?
It's our biggest constraint. Think about it.
Why?
Like, so we're students. When do we go to class? At a set time.
Yes, but that doesn't
Like-
mean anything inherently.
Yes, it does.
No, we
What would time?
we attribute meaning to it. It doesn't mean anything.
What would life be like if we didn't care about time? If you completely take out the increments of seconds,
Okay.
milliseconds, seconds,
It would be
minutes,
this.
hours, all that.
It would be
What
this.
would it be like?
It'd be this. I wake up. Whatever, it's light out. Okay, this means I can go out and do stuff. Okay, I'm hungry. I'll find food. Eat food. I need a poop. I'll go poop. Okay,
Yeah.
it's getting dark. My time is running up to... I mean, not time, but like I can't be
See
outside.
right there. See right there.
I'm
We're
saying
just-
it's ingrained,
You
so...
can't escape.
I don't... Okay, take that away then. I'm trying to just talk. So essentially, it gets dark out. I'm like, oh, it can't be outside anymore. Let me go do
We
something
just
else.
lack structure, and it would be harder to do some things and meet and do like
Exactly.
No,
advance. I
Our
feel like
life
the
would-
concept of time is necessary for like human advancement and like because I don't know. I
I'm
don't feel
saying
like
we use it. We created it. It's just a
Right.
means to make things. We don't need it.
yeah, we don't need it. It's just a tool that helps.
Yeah, we invented it. It's not real. Time isn't real.
Yeah, it's just a tool.
Time can't be real.
I mean,
No, listen to this.
But
You're-
some of that we're so focused on.
You don't have to be.
Okay. And then go out into the middle of the woods and just live.
I can if I wanted to.
Like, don't ever think about to yourself, today is today's date. It's this time of
I
day.
often don't do that.
Are you sure?
yeah, I
Yes.
just forget what date it is often. I don't even know what. Okay, I just looked, but you know.
Yeah.
Your daily activities would be completely different.
I mean, maybe.
Probably depending, like
It
even
would.
depending on your life, like on your job and what you do, because like sometimes your
I don't
every
think
day is
time
the
is a
same.
constraint.
We would lose a bunch of meaning. It's a constraint.
Why? It's not a constraint at all.
Yes, it is, because it limits what we
Look,
can
is
do.
it time that is the constraint, or is that this individual is only available because they have other obligations? So this
It's
is a
time. The fact that
so
time
this is a period
the
in
fact
which
that
they are.
time- the
Listen,
idea of
this is a
time-
period in which
Shut
they
up.
are free.
The fact that time is ingrained
fuck?
into us, it doesn't allow us to act in a natural way.
Okay,
So therefore, it's a constraint.
but it's
If it makes it so it's impossible for us to act in a natural fashion, then it's a constraint. Like, we cannot live in a natural world.
why is
if-
it a constraint? It's an advantage at that point.
How?
Because if an individual has a lot of goals and they have to complete them, and there's only a time where they're open, right? They don't have goals at that period in their life, right? Then I also have goals, and in the period in which I don't have constraints, it's accessible. It's easy. It's ease of access. It's not a constraint.
Yes, it is.
No, then you're saying
Yes, it is.
individuals are constraining themselves. You're being constrained by other people. You're not being constrained by time.
No, you're being constrained by time.
No,
'Cause think about-
you're being constrained by people.
What is age? What is age?
What?
Age. Think
What's
about
age?
age. Yeah,
Nothing.
like how old you are.
Okay.
In our world, in our society, there's different key points of age in which we're allowed to do certain things. 16, you're allowed to get your driver's license. 18,
Okay.
you're allowed
Now,
to vote.
is that a
21, you're
constraint
allowed
of
to drink.
time?
It is.
No, it's a level of
Yes.
maturity. We assume
No,
that.
age. Your monetary, or not monetary, your numerical age
Yes.
is a constraint. Because when you reach a certain point in your life,
Yeah, but that's not
based off of
time. That's
you're
not-
allowed, how is it not time? Explain
Listen,
to me.
it's
Your
just
age
a
is not
means
based off
for
of time.
everything is just a means for
How it's-
people. I'm trying to explain that everything is just a means for people to organize. And so age 16, you can't drive until you're 16. That's because people aren't mature until 16. That's what we assume. So we say, oh, this person has achieved this level of maturity because they've had this level of education through these years, right? It's not a time thing. It's just like, oh, they are mature at this point. So we'll
How-
make that an average.
Also
How
the brain
many years is
development.
not based off of time?
I'm saying it's just so we understand. A person can be mature well before 16, but we just make an average so that it's easier for everyone. It's just ease of access. We just organize stuff to make it easier. It doesn't mean we understand it better, and doesn't mean it constrains us.
Yes, it does. It constrains us. Our entire society is based off of time.
You're not constrained by time to
Yes,
go
you
drive
are.
a car.
Yes, you are.
No, it's
Yes, you are. You're
you can be
constrained by
poor
what
and
you
drive
can
a car.
do.
It's other people constraining you. It's not time.
Yes, it is.
No.
Yes. Okay. So you have a huge project due for
All right.
school, and you have 2 weeks to do it.
Okay.
Are you going to do it in those 2
Probably.
weeks? How would you know? If there's no such thing as time, how would you know that you did that project on and turned it in a reasonable manner? If there's no such thing as time,
I'm saying we invented time. I'm not saying there's no
I
such.
know, and I'm saying it's a constraint.
No, it's not. That the obligation there is that someone wants something done before they need to do something else.
And how do we gauge that? By time.
Yes, but that's a person putting the restraint on you. It's not time.
No, it's not. They're putting time on
You're
you
making the
because
gun
time is
argument.
created.
You're making
What-
the gun argument.
What gun argument?
Guns don't kill people. People kill people. Time
No,
is the gun at this
That's
point.
not what I'm saying.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. Time is a huge constraint, and everything that we know would fall apart if we had no time.
No, it's a human constraint. It's human.
Yeah.
It's-
See, you just said it there. You told me earlier that time is not constraint.
No, I'm not
Right
saying
there
time.
just said that
No,
time is a
I'm
constraint.
saying it's a
You said a
human
human
constraint. The humans are constraining you. Not. I'm not saying time is a human constraint. I'm saying humans are constraining.
Okay, how?
Because I just
They
explained
invented
all my
time.
arguments.
They invented time.
All right.
Humans invented time, and if time is a human constraint, therefore
Humans invented time to
time
organize.
is a constraint.
It doesn't mean time is real. They invented it to organize, and so they're
I
all
know.
human constraints, not time. It's humans. Humans are constraining themselves.
Yeah, because we invented time. But because we invented time, and because time is a human constraint, therefore time is a constraint.
Time is just there. We don't have any obligation to time.
Okay, so try and live your entire life without time, and see how it falls apart.
I'm saying it's not
Then
time
that wouldn't be a
itself.
constraint,
It's an
though.
idea. I'm saying it's humans constraining.
I know.
I'm going
and
to
I'm
the-
saying that time is a constraint.
I'm going to the basis of what it means. Time is non-existent. It is a human who is putting constraints on you. It is not time itself, because the time does not exist. And even if it did, it's not a constraint on you. It's people putting the constraint on you.
No, because time is a constraint. Think about it.
Okay, if I had 2 weeks to complete a project and I didn't do it, it's not that I didn't have. Let's say if I could do it like in a day easily, right? Let's say it's like I just chose not to do it. It wasn't a time that constrained me. It's a person wanted it done. I say, fuck you, person. I don't want to do that.
Okay, well then let's put it this way. How about work?
What about work?
Well, every time I try to play video games or do something like a TubeCast with you, you say, no, I got to go to work.
Okay.
Well, how do you determine that you have to go to work?
Doesn't matter how I determine it.
Yes, it does. How do you determine that you need to go to work? How do you determine that?
Okay, I can say time, or I can say, oh, no one is at the library, therefore I can go and do that now. What do you mean?
So you have a set amount that you need to work, yeah?
I'm saying it's not an obligation, it's not a constraint. I can use time, but it's not necessary. As a human, I'm going to the basis of a human condition. It's not necessary. It doesn't constrain us. It's not anything.
And even if you use
Yes, it
time,
does. Time
even
constraints
if you use
everything that
time,
we
it's
do.
not time constraining you. It's not time
Exactly.
constraining.
That's Nick understands. He's just saying it right there.
It's you're using time to like be able to go to work, but it's not time making you go to work.
Exactly.
Well, then why do people always say you need to be on time?
Because they want a business to run. I'm saying it's human constraints. They need you to be at work because at this point of the day, people are active. It's just common sense that people are going to be active during this day. So let's have, services available during when everyone's available. It's
Yeah,
not
I'd
a
say
constraint. It's just people decide. People attribute a thing to it.
I'd say time is the opposite of a constraint. Really, it's just like it's like a thing that was invented, a concept that was invented by humans, so that like it could help us get.
So if you say that
into-
time isn't a constraint, have you ever thought to yourself, man, I wish I had more time to do this?
Also, by
If
the
I had
way,
more time in the day?
I don't want to be like, I'm angry at you. I'm just saying I get excited. I'm not,
Yeah.
Okay.
But have you ever thought to
Okay.
yourself, I need more time, or I wish I had more time? Or you say somebody, I wish I had more time to play video games with you?
Yeah, but isn't that more of a turn of phrase?
How so?
Like, you can say that, but it just means that it's getting late or something, right? Or you have other obligations. It's not like time is restraining you.
Or
It's
if
like-
you're up late at night and you have to get up in the morning early for work or school, and you say, I don't have enough time to play video games with you because I need to go to sleep.
Okay. Well,
So that right there is based off of time. It's a constraint.
But
It's
it's
restricting
not-
you from what you can do
it's not
since the time.
time. I think we gotta go back to understand time because it's not time at that point. If we reflect it to what it really is, it's that you need rest, right?
Okay.
And if you don't get rest, then you'll be sluggish.
But I'm talking about what
No, I'm
our
going
entire
to-
structure is based
Yes,
on.
I'm going to the basis of that. So,
I
if
feel like
you
we're
need a-
talking about two different things.
yeah, that's why
Or
I'm
at
going to
the
go
same
back to
time.
that. If you
Okay,
need a-
here, real quick before we get into that, let's try to find a definition of time in which we can both agree on.
Okay.
So the way that I think of time
Is
is
it the rotation
units.
of the sun in terms of days, or is it
No,
just a
it's
nonlinear
units.
time?
units of measurement. Therefore, nanoseconds, milliseconds.
So if it's just a
seconds, that
unit
kind of
of
thing.
measurement in which we can define stuff, it can't restrain you. It's the same way,
But it can. The way that our entire society is built on is based off of time.
but
But
you said units
but-
of measurement. That can't do anything to you.
What I'm talking about is seconds, minutes, hours,
Yeah,
days.
but that's not what's making you like go to bed early and
Exactly.
not like play video games. It's not the nanoseconds and the seconds. That's just a tool that you're using to know like, okay, it's 11 p.m. right now or whatever, and I have to wake up like at 6 in the morning like tomorrow.
Exactly. It's just a unit measurement. How can it affect you?
Because our entire society is based off of it. That's what I'm trying to get at. That's why it's a constraint. It's because our society is so focused on time that it restricts us from acting naturally.
I could see time as a constraint if you think about not like how we think of time, like just I don't know, just like how long our life is without thinking of like seconds and years and nanoseconds, just like how much actual time we have as it passes is like, like the fourth dimension is how we travel through it, So that could be a restraint because we only have so much time in our life to like do things, and then that would be the question of existence and non-existence, and then that could be a constraint. But I don't think like from a day-to-day basis, like how we define time, that would be a constraint is what I'm thinking. Hello?
You also need to take into account that time causes stress. Does it
No,
not?
time is not
Yes, it
anything,
does.
though.
So
Look, when
we're told that
look, I
we're
understand.
told that-
Under your definition of time, it's not what you defined it earlier. Your definition of time is the reliance on other people, and those people
That's
are the
not how
constraint.
we define it.
It is,
That's how you were defining it.
but that's how you're also meaning it, though,
No, I'm not.
because it doesn't mean a unit of measurement. So, like, go on to your example.
Okay, I was going to say that we're told that within, 21 years, 22 years, we need to get an education, we need to get a degree, and we need to find a job and find a stable way of living. as that time goes on, as we get older and older through a measurement of years, as we get closer to that mark of 22 or 21 years, that stress is induced.
For
If we
society,
didn't,
though, isn't it?
if that's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
So it's based off of time.
No.
Yes, it is.
You just said it yourself, though.
What?
Nick heard it too.
Okay, what'd I say?
We understand the same thing. It's just you're not grasping it.
Okay, explain to me. So
I
I'm
already
not
tried.
asking.
Nick understands. Nick just heard you say it.
Okay, so repeat it back to me so I know what I meant. As opposed to laughing like an idiot, explain
I'm sorry.
what's going on.
It's just funny to me. Nick, you understand, right?
Right.
Just
So
Okay, explain it to me.
okay. So you have the 22 years to get education, but that's not like and get education, get a job, and like get your life together and shit. But like that's not time. Like you don't have to actually like you don't even have to get an education by 22. Like yeah, you might be like fucked because of how society is structured and what you have like that you have to get to that point at a certain point. But like I don't know. I
Okay.
don't know.
We'd have to formulate it better.
Yeah,
What
I
I'm trying
don't.
to say is that the idea of a time is that time is a constraint because it is how our society is structured off of. Our society, the norm is that within those 22 years, you have to have a certain or you have to meet a certain criteria of having some sort of education, some sort of income, and a place to live. As that time dwindles down through the years, it induces stress. If we didn't have that idea that, at that age, you should have these certain things, then there would be no stress. But because we have that, because society has used time as a structure and has ingrained it into our minds, that induces stress, which is, in this case, not necessarily the meaning of why stress exists. Stress exists in order to keep us safe.
Do you think you wouldn't be stressed if like the concept of time didn't exist and you started to get
Exactly.
old and you started seeing that you're an adult and like you look at people around you that like look kind of like your age, even though there's no concept of age, but they've developed as far as you have, and like but they have jobs and you don't. Don't you think you would feel like the stress like to go along and do the same things, like even if time didn't exist? I'm sure we could find a different structure than time to make
sure we
society work in that way.
But until we do, time is our structure.
But I think,
Yeah, but I'm
yeah,
saying
if
there
you
would
had
still
a,
be stress.
Okay, so let's put it this way.
no, Nick just had a good point. If you had a
Yeah, you
different
did.
structure, it would still be the stress. But that stress isn't inherent of the structure you're measuring anything or the structure itself. It's other people. It's
Okay.
humans.
So what
constraining.
about a society of gorillas
Yes.
or
Well,
chimps?
I'm with it so far.
They don't have the understanding of time,
Yeah.
but they still live together,
Yeah.
and it's just fine. What stress? What?
I mean, they're structured a little differently, but go on.
They are structured, but they don't have time.
Okay.
They
I
don't.
mean, we
need to
assume we
stress
don't,
out.
but that's not a problem. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
They don't. I mean, I assume that they don't stress out because, the little chimpanzees, they need to learn how to make a spear or some sort of tool by a certain amount of time. They don't. It's whenever. They aren't stressed out about it.
Because their means of living and their ease of access to everything, the resources they need, are given by their community members because they're very small societies. Once you get to simple societies, as smaller it is, the better, right?
Mhm.
So with them, obviously they're not going to have that much stress, especially a smaller society. But that's the thing. They have ease of access. They're not put on by other people that they need to do something. As soon as they're born, right, they're fed off, they're trained, they know to learn how to live in the world and exist. And there's no time constraint, right? Your word, because they don't have time. But there's also just no restraint placed on them by constraint placed by other people. They don't have any obligation, essentially.
I know, that's what I'm trying to get at. But
No,
we
okay,
as
but-
a species do.
Yeah, but our
Because of
obligation is not because of time, it's because of other people. We have such a big society that we need to rely on other people so much so. And the easiest way to do that is by creating a concept, right? For ease of access, to make things easier. So in this case, we invented time to understand at different points in the world when we can be active, when the sun is out. And so we invented this time so that we can easily interact with other people. But any constraint we have is not because of time itself, it's because of when you can access other people, this ease of access. And whenever another person is available is up to them. You can be a nocturnal or a day person, but like whatever that ease of access, that person just has to be available. It's not a concept of time. It's just that person's obligations. Are they free to do something? Do they have other obligations? If they don't have other obligations and you don't have obligations, then you can interact. But you're only restrained by them. If they had obligations and you don't, then you can't interact with them because they're obligated. But that's not constrained by time. That's just because of obligations they have. And that's because of other people. That's my argument, I think.
Pode ir, eu tô ocupado.
Okay.
Hey,
I'm
tell
just
your mom to
saying.
get in here.
I'd rather not.
I'm just saying that because humans have invented time, it's a constraint because we're not able to act in a natural fashion.
Okay. You have your point out there. I have mine. We'll let the audience decide what they think is, what coincides with them. Not pick a side, but whatever they like, whatever concept they understand better. Because I get your point, and I think we're talking about the same thing. Really, it's just definition-wise, it's changing. So, milk. All right, this has been long enough.
Yep.
It's a little bit over, but it's fine. I don't have to edit it that much.
There's a lot of talking.
Yeah, especially at the end. It always seems that these things heat up at the end with like stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
Now just going through these lazy philosophical questions.
Mhm.
I didn't even think that was a big deal.
The time one is like, yeah, so what is time? Like, okay, this.
Then Bidoo's like, wait a minute.
What about the strength, though?
All right, say goodbye, my peoples.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.